Okay, lovely people, as a follow-up to my Pat McGrath ranking video, I decided to actually continue the countdown using one palette a week up till, 16 weeks from now, when we have used up all the palettes and we have reached number 1. So I'm going to make a playlist. You can find all of it in the description box or somewhere on my channel in the playlist section, where I'm going to put the original Pat McGrath ranking video, and then I'm going to add all the videos where I use the individual palettes. I hope you're going to enjoy this. I'm really going to enjoy this, I can tell you that much. So without further ado, let's just get started with number 16. Today we're going to be using the La Vie en Rose. This is the mini subversive palette. And I'm going to try to use as many shades from each of the palettes as possible, but I'm not going to make it too restrictive for myself. If I want to throw in something else, I will be allowed to do that. So like I said, today we're going to be doing the beautiful La Vie en Rose palette. I'm wearing this nice purpley shirt, and I feel like some of the tones in here are really going to match with it. What I want to do is I want to use this on my lid, because it's been a really long time since I've used this shade on my lid and it's so incredibly gorgeous. And then I'm going to put this towards my inner corner and maybe mix it in together with this one. And maybe I'm going to work in either this or this into my outer corners, but I haven't quite made up my mind yet. So either way, the first thing I'm going to do is actually start with another eyeshadow. This is the shade Statuesque, also from Pat McGrath. I grabbed this as a single recently, and oh my gosh, I am so happy that I did. It's a super useful shade, and it's really convenient that it's in a single form, so I can just take it out of my drawer and use it whenever the mood strikes. Anywho, I'm going to grab a big blending brush and work this shade onto my brow bone, and I'm going to take it quite far up. I have been trying to emulate what Alexandra Anele does, because she seems to have a very similar eye shape to mine, in the sense that she also has a lot of real estate over here. Her eyes are a little bit bigger than mine, but I think for the rest our eye shape is quite similar. So I'm going to try to do what she does, which is she brings up her transition zone color quite far up. I'm probably not going to do this with super dark eyeshadows, because it does tend to look quite dramatic. However, with a neutral shade like Statuesque, I can totally get away with it, and I do feel like it creates a very nice shading, contouring of my eye. Now this shade, the shade Purple Rain, is a gorgeous shade of purple, but I feel like it's very bright. It kind of always tends to take the spotlight, so I actually want to go in with something a little more subdued and also a little bit warmer in its undertones, because I feel like this purple has actually pretty warm plummy undertones. So I'm going to go with this matte over here. I do feel like this fits better with the look I'm going for. So I'm going to work it here onto my outer corner, and actually I'm first going to pack it on with a bit more of a packing brush before I blend it out. Blend out. Using the same brush, I'm going to go into this shade. It's a stunning, stunning metallic plum purple. And I'm going to first pack it dry onto my lids. And honestly, depending on your preference, you can also just use it dry, because it looks beautiful as it is. Picking up that plummy shade again on my brush and spritzing my brush with Fix Plus to make it a little bit more metallic and intense. Alright, now I'm going to grab this shade over here, the shade Pale Fire, which is one of my favorites from Pat McGrath, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. I applied a little bit of Pale Fire again on this brush, and now I'm going to take the tiniest bit over top of that purple, and it will give it the most beautiful peachy pink hue. And I did, by the way, spritz my brush, because I would like the metallic sheen to be more intense. And kind of intensifying especially the inner parts of my lids. Using the same pencil brush, I'm going to apply the Plummy Purple again on my lower lash line to connect with the Plum matte. Basically, I'm repeating what I did on my upper lid. I'm going to apply this sort of creamy beigey color from Kiko in my waterline. I just realized I have this really beautiful body sparkle from Inglot, which has the most beautiful like peachy pink sheen to it. It looks like this. And I think I'm going to sprinkle the tiniest bit of that also all over my lid, especially over top of where Pale Fire is, just to give it a bit more brightness. It's been a hot minute since I wore a purple smoky eye, but this is how the final look turned out. On my lips I am wearing a combination of the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Anita, which is this beautiful sort of nudie pink. And over top of that I have the tiniest bit of the Pat McGrath gloss in the shade Ellie Angelic, which you guys know is one of my favorite glosses from her. And I really love how this turned out. I hope that you're just as excited about this series as I am. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this. Hope you are going to as well. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little more concise. So by this I conclude our number 16 position, which is the Pat McGrath La Vie and Rose palette. Next time we see each other we're going to do a look with the Metamorphosis palette. As usual, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!